These two men are both criminals. The man on the left is Andrea Bonafede. In 2023, he was sentenced to 14 years in prison for collaborating with the mafia. The man on the right is Matteo Messina Denaro. He was sentenced to 7 life terms. According to Forbes, Denaro was ranked among the world's 10 most powerful criminals as of 2010. One appeared to be an ordinary citizen, but the other was Italy's most feared mafia boss. So what was the connection between them? Identity. Let me explain, because this isn't just a crime story. This is one of the most mind-bending and dangerous answers ever given to the question, who am I? Matteo Messina Denaro was born on April 26, 1962, in the town of Castelvetrano, Sicily. He came from a deeply rooted mafia family. His father, Francesco Messina Denaro, was a powerful leader in the Cosa Nostra. At just 14, Denaro picked up a gun. As he once admitted himself, "I've killed enough people to fill a cemetery." This was the first sign of his brutality. By 18, he was involved in killings targeting rival mafia families in Sicily. He's believed to have murdered Vincenzo Milazzo, a fellow mafioso, and strangled Milazzo's pregnant partner, Antonella Bonanno. In 1991 to 92, he was involved in the dark, plotting behind the assassinations of judges Falcone and Borsellino. By 1993, his name was linked to bombings in Rome, Milan, and Florence. That's when Italy started calling him Usiku, the skinny one. From that point on, he vanished from public view because the crimes he was accused of carried life sentences. On November 30th, 1998, Denaro's father, Francesco Messina Denaro, died of a heart attack. With his death, leadership of the mafia passed directly to Matteo Messina Denaro. By 2001, he had seized control of Castelvetrano and the surrounding small towns. When Vincenzo Virga, the boss of the Trapani region, was arrested, Denaro took over that territory too. He now commanded around 900 men and united 20 mafia families under a single structure. For years, Denaro financed his empire through pizzo, extortion payments from local businesses. He built wealth through a mix of legitimate and criminal enterprises, supermarket chains, construction contracts, quarries, and olive farms. His involvement in international drug trafficking, with ties to Colombia, Belgium, and Germany, drew the attention of the FBI as well. Despite all this, Denaro managed to stay hidden for years. At one point, Italian police needed to digitally reconstruct a 2006 image of Denaro because no recent photograph existed, highlighting how hidden he remained. Unable to catch him physically, police switched to a new strategy. They went after his finances. In 2007, Denaro's close associate, a businessman nicknamed the Supermarket King, Giuseppe Grigoli, was arrested. Authorities seized assets worth 700 million euros. It was alleged that mafia money had been funneled through his supermarket chain. In December 2008, a large operation in Palermo led to the arrest of 94 mafia members. The aim was to stop the Cosa Nostra from regrouping. Between 2008 and 2009, further police raids froze 1.4 billion euros in assets, targeting construction companies, land, and bank accounts. In September 2010, 1.5 billion euros worth of assets belonging to entrepreneur Vito Nicastri were seized. It exposed Denaro's attempt to launder dirty money through green energy investments. In 2011, a major police raid was carried out in Denaro's hometown of Castelvetrano. Even though DNA evidence was found at the scene, Denaro once again slipped away. In 2013, his sister Patrizia was arrested for her links to the mafia. The following year, a family-owned olive oil company, worth 20 million euros, was seized by the state, striking another blow to his economic network. By the end of 2017, 200 officers launched yet another large-scale operation in Castelvetrano. His support system was rapidly shrinking. In 2018, 1.5 billion euros in assets linked to businessman Carmelo Patti were seized, a move that significantly weakened Denaro's financial power. The only known recording of Denaro's voice was captured in a 1993 courtroom appearance and wasn't released until 2021. Despite systematically dismantling his business allies, criminal networks, and even family members, Italian authorities still couldn't catch Denaro. But then, a new lead emerged. Denaro had serious health issues. He was reportedly battling liver cancer and undergoing chemotherapy. This shifted the entire investigation. Police abandoned traditional mafia tactics. Instead, they focused on Italy's oncology clinics, digging through medical records, hospital entries, prescription logs, and blood test data. Over 100 people were arrested during this phase: doctors, pharmacists, mail carriers, and seemingly ordinary citizens who had all helped Denaro maintain a false identity. Through the digital trail they left behind, investigators began piecing together both his medical history and his fake persona. And with each passing day, identity became the key to solving the case. A man named Andrea Bonafede had been spotted in both Palermo and Trapani between 2020 and 2021. But those cities are 100 kilometers apart. It was impossible for someone to be in two places at once. That inconsistency caught the attention of investigators. Bonafede's name was being used not just in the healthcare system, but also for renting homes, buying vehicles, and managing bank accounts. The investigation deepened. Authorities discovered that a house registered under Andrea Bonafede's name was actually being used by Denaro. Every transaction made under that name was helping Denaro maintain a hidden life. According to police, Bonafede was the final link in Denaro's 30-year escape. And then came the morning of January 16th, 2023. Denaro showed up at a private clinic in Palermo for a checkup, using the identity of Andrea Bonafede. But this time, it wasn't doctors who were waiting for him. It was a 150-person special police unit. Only one sentence was spoken. "You are Matteo Messina Denaro." Denaro didn't resist. He simply replied with one word: "Yes." A 30-year manhunt ended in a hospital room. Denaro was finally caught. For years, his real identity had been hidden behind forged documents. Andrea Bonafede had sold his identity for 20,000 euros. That name had been used for bank accounts, rental contracts, even cancer treatment. Bonafede was arrested and sentenced to 14 years in prison. Denaro received 7 life sentences, but he never served them. Just 8 months after his arrest, on September 24, 2023, he fell into an irreversible coma. The next day, on September 25th, he died at the age of 61. He held up a mafia empire on his own. For years, his name was spoken in whispers. He evaded justice for 30 years. But his downfall began in a hospital room, silent, nameless, helpless. No one was there when he died. The feared boss of bosses ended in decay. If stories like this fascinate you, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next Deep File.